I really don't care what y'all say. This is my show, and we'll do it my way, or we won't do it at all. Do you understand?
Hey, all you got to do is say bye-bye, and I'm gone.
Peace.
Oh, we're live. Oh, my goodness gracious. Look at everybody in here already. Bop, bop, ba-doo, bop,
Well, it just now popped up here saying on my phone saying it was time.
Well, it's past time, man. We were behind. We got to talking about this, that, and the other done come up and bit us and got behind. So, whoo, what a night, what a day, what a time to go. Man, you doing all right, Steve?
Oh yeah, having a great time. Yourself?
Hey, man, I tell you what, if I was any better, I'd be in heaven right now.
Nice.
There you
That's
go. What
pretty
about
good.
you, Randy?
I am great today, man. Daryl took me fishing Saturday night, and we were putting it on them until we found out we had the wrong scale and got disqualified. But we still had a good time, and that's what it's all about.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about that a little later on tonight. How TSO, what in the world are you doing, Steve? Here we've been in the back for 15 minutes, and here you are making the live squeal and squonk, and you're moving stuff around.
Just trying to get your attention.
You got it. You
got
it.
Get back to work.
Oh, but anyway, we'll talk more about that. Man alive, and went fishing today, and we'll probably talk a little bit about that. But tonight we're going to talk about Catfish Sumo as soon as he comes in. I hit him up a little earlier. He must be finishing up supper or something, or maybe he's doing some wrestling with a catfish. I don't know, but he's not in here yet. But that's all right. He'll be here because
he'll show up.
I spoke to him about 15 minutes ago. I better reckon I send a text, say, where are you? Let's see.
You forgot to send him a link.
I'm looking at it right now. Oh, he said he's backstage. Maybe I sent him the wrong link.
You sent him the wrong link because he ain't backstage.
Hey, that happens.
Hey, let me see.
Hey, Mr. Lee Osborne. Old Boy Outdoors. Mr. Jerry Hager, 419 Fishing and Powder Coat. Good evening, good evening. Jerry's out there joining us all the way from Nebraska tonight. Mr. Norman Mountain, the Mountain Man, is in here.
Awesome.
But I'm gonna tell you what, we had the wrong scale Saturday night, and in posting from the Live Fishing Tournament League, it shows that we finished second, but we got an asterisk next to the name.
They called us a what? That's just because we was doing so good.
Yeah. Hey. But it don't matter. I had an absolute blast.
I sent pictures. Wait a minute. Before we go much further, I understand you had a blast. We had a good time. But I sent pictures in protesting that I did have the right scale. I seen the scale. Did you see the picture?
I did.
I mean, I had the picture and everything. What's up, Daniel? I think it might have been my fault, Daniel, that I might have sent you next week's link instead of this week's link.
Well, I guess I'll hop on next week also, now that I got the link.
There you go. We got you put up.
Just come on.
All I know is I'm sitting here backstage twiddling my thumbs, and then I'm like, well, I better go over and check YouTube, and I hear, oh, Daniel's late. He's still eating dinner. I'm like, no.
No.
Anytime you want to come up, all you got to do is ask. You got an open invitation.
Well, I appreciate that. Hey, you guys so much for having me here.
Oh, we was talking about our tournament, the online tournament we had last week that we got disqualified, man.
What happened?
They pegged us, said we was cheating because we was using the wrong scale. They got 3 scales that you can only use, and I thought one of them was the one I had, and we was catching them left and right. We was in the lead all the way up to 7 minutes of the end of the tournament, and they called in and said we were disqualified.
I've been fishing tournaments for 40 years. Ain't never been disqualified until I go fishing with Daryl.
That was your first mistake.
Nice of him to let you know 7 minutes before it's over. Give you a couple minutes to get some fish back up.
Yeah, well, we actually knew about it ahead of time, but we was winning all the way up to 7 minutes because they allowed us to keep fishing. They just our points wasn't going to count, which I had already pulled out of the tournament points anyway because I've been so sick since the first of the year and my boat had been down and I had decided to fish that one. So my son said he wanted to fish and Randy said he wanted to come fish. So we just come down there and put a clinic on till 7 minutes to the end. And then Brandon come up and beat us. But that was all right. That was our plan. Me and Brandon had been fishing together that week. And I said, look, y'all have got a perfect score. They've won every tournament so far. I said, I hope you come in first again and I get second. Now, doggone, that's what happened. He got first place right with 7 minutes left. He caught a 40-pounder or something.
Yeah, 30 something pounder.
Yeah, and beat us. So that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I was happy for him. And he was right across the river from us when they caught it. So that was even better.
That's awesome.
They were close enough that we were hollering at them.
Yeah, we was hollering back and forth. And like I said, with 7 minutes left, we just ran across there and sat and chatted for a little while before we went up at it because that was so cool at it. That's the way we wanted it to work out, and that's the way it worked out. So anyway, say hello to Lance McCoo guy, Mr. Bob. How you doing? And there, Gimpy's in there. Jerry Hagar says hello to you, Daniel. So
hey, everybody, I'm gonna figure out how.
But anyway, we wanted to bring you on tonight, Daniel. We've been, like I know I asked you before, and you had something going on, but we try to bring on somebody all the time that has fishing products out there, and I know you've come out with some new stuff, so I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate that.
And I've been using some of the new stuff you've been coming out with, the spook, the knotless spook, and I've really enjoyed that.
And just to be clear for any attorneys in the audience, it is not a spook.
Uh-oh. Correct me. What do you call it?
The name we gave it is the knotless inline rattling float, but spook is owned by some particular people who would prefer to keep it theirs. So we'll grant them that.
My bad, folks. My bad. This is the knotless rattling float. Okay, guys? That looks a whole lot like other stuff. But anyway.
No, there ain't nobody else out there. There ain't but one other knotless out there.
Oh, I didn't know there was any out there. But anyway, I'm talking about sort of looks. But in fact, there's none of them that has the finished and the realism that these things got too. Do you got some of those, Daniel, with you there?
I do. I don't know how well they'll show up on this camera.
There you go.
Oh, that's pretty.
I go one of each color. This is the threadfin shad. And this is the green crappie. And this is the goldfish.
Yeah, there you go. And basically, the line goes directly through them. And man, that's awesome. We were fishing today, and we hooked into a monster. And of course, I've been using those things, and I feel like we lost Daniel. It says the device not connected. Somehow or another, he went away. But anyway, he'll be back. But we had something happen today that's happened. The first time had happened in a long time. Was we had a big enough fish to break the line today, and it was my fault. But we used the knotless floats also, and man, I don't know what happened to him, but I'm going.
What color were you using, Daryl?
I don't remember what was on that one. Just to be honest with you, because I don't. I keep them on there. A lot of times I use the crappy ones, but like I say, I use all different ones. What you showing?
I'm showing Bobby 922 Crappie Barbecue gave me this hat. I was a little bit upset because I didn't get one, and they sort of surprised me whenever I got to Memphis with it, or Vicksburg, Mississippi.
What happened to you, Daniel? I got lost.
I don't know. I said my camera glitched out, so I switched over to this guy so you get a wider view of my messy desk behind me.
It don't matter. But anyway, that's what I use in line. Of course, everybody knows I'm sponsored by Catfish Sumo. But I was telling everybody I had something happen today that I haven't had happen in a long time. I took my nephew fishing today, and we got into a huge one. I mean, a monster. And actually, and it was my fault. We had a line break,
Oh
broke the line
no.
with it today.
I'll
And
bet I can tell you which one it was.
which one was it?
That first fish that I caught out from under that barge that was up beating on the bottom of that barge last week.
No, this was up there at the. No, this was big. This was way bigger than
No, no,
that.
no, 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 no. That's not. I'm talking about the rod. The
Oh,
rod.
you know what? I don't remember what rod you was using, but it may have been. But anyway, we got it started in, and it was pulling drag, and I was like, man, that fish, I don't think that big. And of course, I'm stupid enough to think that, and I tightened the drag up a little bit, and then so he's getting it coming that way, and then I had him step back on the boat, and he's pulling it, and I'm like, go ahead and put some more pull into it. And he said, it's heavy, I can't get it moved. And he got it coming that way, and I had him step back because I was going to get there, and it was still too green, and he stepped back, and it went to go across the back of the boat and caught the back of the boat. Pow, popped the line.
Oh, bummer.
I mean, it was a big one too. It was a big one. It's like, man.
I'll see if I can get your rig back for you Monday night.
There you go.
On that tournament, you want me to go help you fish? Is that the one?
Yeah. that would be amazing.
But anyway, I'm sorry, Daniel. You went off, so I thought I'd tell that story, but
Oh, no worries.
I am very impressed with the way they work, and like I say, you don't have to double either tie or, if you're like me, crimp. So
Yeah.
it's a great innovation, and it works really good.
Yeah, that was a lot of time developing for what seems like a pretty simple idea. It just took a whole lot of samples to go through and come up with something that actually worked the way we wanted it to go.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that changes the whole dynamics of how the rattles go in there. They don't, they've got to be around that spot there and all that stuff. I mean, a lot of people, I guess I've fished with so long with different stuff. I look at that and I think about it. I'm like, for that to go all the way through, basically, and you were lining it up, and when you went off, you don't show everybody how that works, Daniel.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it has a line, tube, basically, all the way through it. So no connecting points, no knots, no pinch points. The old ones you either had to tie on to the front and back, which gave you 2 new potential breaking points, or people would thread them, through the front, down through the bottom, out through the back, through what used to be the old like treble hook connection points.
Right.
But even then, like if the line gets pulled, you have torque, and so they were cracking, or it's just 2 new places to rub and pinch. So with this, you just take your line, run it straight through the middle. I should have brought a different color instead of clear. I don't know if that'll even show. That's it. So then some people do put bobber stoppers. We don't put bobber stoppers on there. We let it float right in the middle of your leader. It'll balance itself depending on how big your bait is. It'll balance itself to float your bait up off the bottom. Or if your bait's light enough, it'll slide right down against your hook, which is where we want them anyway. Some people will add bobber stoppers, and we actually have some getting made right now. So we're going to start adding offering bobber stoppers for people who do want them. But for most people, they just leave it sliding right through the middle.
That's the way I do mine. I actually, because I asked you exactly how to use it, and you was telling me, and I was like, I don't know about that. And so I actually put a swivel just above my hook, but it didn't need it. I was like, that's defeating the purpose.
Yep.
And so now I just put them on there, and they slide, and like I say, even if it slides up and down the line, once it gets in there and it picks that buoyancy up, it's going straight all the way to the hook. So it works great. I love it. So it's so less time consuming and works really great. So,
and I like that one that you just had in your hand.
That goldfish?
Goldfish.
Yep, the goldfish. I got 2 or 3 of them.
Nice. Yeah, we borrowed the paint off of, because we had done a lot of development with paint and color scheme when we did our the Heart Pounder series, which is these. So that was our first fix to the old design. Was this has a wire that connects all the way through. It's one continuous wire. So you don't risk, even if you do tie on to both ends, you don't risk pulling them out, which is what was happening with the old ones. So we borrowed our paint designs off that when we did these. That would be a lot more lifelike. Because that's the goal. We're imitating stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like I say, I really like them. I guess I was probably one of the first ones that got them on and tried them. And I say I hooked it up the old way and where it wouldn't slide down. And then I got to thinking about it. I was like, well, if it slides down there, it's going to get in the way of the hookup. But I got to thinking when he closes his mouth, that's going to pop right out because
It'll slip right through.
Yeah. Yep. And I was like, it worked perfect. So, the old style me was letting that get in the way and overthinking it. And I even told you I was going to do that. You said you can, but it'll work like that.
Yeah. So Jerry's asking if they're loud. So that was there's basically four main things that make this different. Loud is definitely one of them. That we spent a lot of time working on it because the old, if you're just borrowing an old bass lure, like an old pencil lure, those were made to be jerked, right? So there's no baffles or turbulence or anything happening inside of there because you're jerking it, and those steel balls in there are what's hitting the end to end is what's making that sound. Right. So inside of this, there's a lot of baffles and other stuff going on inside of there to help make it so any slight movement, sliding on the line makes noise. Any tip is going to make some noise. We have 3 different sizes of noise devices in there, so they're hitting a bunch of stuff in there. They're different sizes to have different frequencies.
Wow, that's neat. Yeah, I mean, it's super loud. You can hear how loud it is whenever you're just picking it up. So that's awesome. So let's see if anybody had any questions about that in here. I hadn't seen any, but that, for me, that's one of the coolest things. And I know a lot of people were waiting for those to come out, and everybody was saying, when are those coming out? I don't know. Like I had inside information. I let Daniel do his thing, and he lets me do my thing. And that's what I love about Daniel. He's just like, let's do it.
Yeah.
But so you've had some other stuff come out that you want to talk about also?
I mean, the other new thing, I mean, we have, new sizes of stuff. We have some pre-tied leaders, like we added some sizes of all that stuff people have. Good question, Bob. New colors of stuff, new sizes of stuff that's not all that unique. We have one other cool thing, like another innovation, which I have a whole pack of them. I'm going to grab a loose.
You don't have to egg Bob on. He's just.
I was thinking about,
Bob likes to troll me.
So have you seen we sent you some of these, right? The breakaway sinker sliders.
I haven't got any of those yet, but I've seen them. But
I'm gonna make a note to send you some here.
Well, I keep getting the plan on coming by and bringing the stuff back, and I still haven't got by there yet. I'm just sorry.
You've had a busy life for a bit.
Do what?
You've had a busy life for a bit.
Yeah, well, I was sick and everything else. I went fishing today, and then I had 3 pigs slaughtered up at Sail Creek. So I had to pick them up. I'm gonna get up there. You know what? I'm gonna bring them Monday if you're gonna be around because I don't have anything going on, except for go up and guide Randy to my fishing hose. So if you're gonna be around, I'm gonna come up Monday if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
But don't ship them. I'll just get them when I get there. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So the breakaway sinker sliders are cool. We can't claim the design for these. This was a cool collaboration that came about. So we have talked for a long time about having some kind of like product incubator. Like fishermen, we sit around watching our lines all day, all night going, man, I wish something did this a little different. Or if I had something that did this, that'd be great. And we're all creators, right? We make stuff, we tinker in our garages. So when we released the knotless rattles, I got a call, and I happened to be the one who answered it. And there's a guy from Pueblo, Colorado, which is a lake that I grew up fishing. So we had that point in common. And he said, hey, I 3D print stuff, and I've been making these things for a problem that I had. And I wanted to tell you about them because I just got your knotless floats, and I like what you guys do. And if there's a way for us to work together on this, that'd be great. So this was kind of the first in our little incubator of product development ideas. So this guy, Damien, had created these. He was 3D printing them. And his problem that he had, if you fished anywhere with a bunch of rock and if you use sinker sliders, they just get jammed up everywhere. and then you break them off and you break the sinker slider, or you break your weight off, or you break your line. So he developed this. This is the breakaway sinker slider. So the idea is, I got a cannonball weight. I do. Oh, I got one made up already. Awesome. So you take these 2 wires, and these are pretty flexible, nimble wires, and you run them down through whatever your attachment point is on your lead. And then you have options. So option number 1 is if you just take these wires and bend them up and away. I'm going to make mine kind of a mess here. Try to hold that up there. So it's holding onto that securely. And you're going to have your line running through here just like you would a regular sinker slider. But then when this gets jammed down in rocks, which is the entire bottom of Pueblo Reservoir or a lot of places we fish in the Tennessee River or anywhere else, when that gets jammed up, this is going to pull. And we've already demoed this one 100 times, so it's kind of bent up. But those wires are soft enough that when this gets jammed up, that's going to pull out. I got the kink in here. But that will pull out and let go of your lead. So you will lose your lead, but you're not going to break your main line and lose your entire rig. Yeah. And you'll get to keep that, and you'll just reel your rig right in, slide a new weight on there, bend those up, and you're ready to go again. If you really don't want it to come off, if you want to keep it secure, you have the option of bending them up and giving them a little twist. So you got your 2 ends there. Put them on your weight. You bend those up, and if you put a little twist around them, then it can't go anywhere. It's not going to release. So it gives you the option of allowing that to slide off, pull off if you want it to, or if you're fishing somewhere and you have a really strong main line, or maybe you're just in sticks and you know it's not going to break off anyway and you don't want to lose your lead, you can twist those that way. So we put those together. Damien's been making them for us and sending them to us, and we're selling them with him. So we put them together with our line protection kit. So they come with sinker bumpers and the sinker sliders, the breakaway sinker sliders together as a line protection kit. So that was a fun one to work on because it was a neat idea. It was, a guy who had a problem, came up with something that was a good solution, started making them, and then we got to partner together with him to start selling them and help him get them out there. So
cool.
Nice.
We like stuff like that. We like working with good humans, good people like you guys who are
I wonder if there's
nice people to work with.
I wonder if there's a way that you could do do it a plastic where you put that in there and you sort of clip that in of a weight, like 30-pound weight pull, and then pull it loose. You ever
pop it out?
Have y'all thought about doing that at all?
That's a good question. Yeah, this is still, like Damien's still printing these in his shop. And we had talked about, like there's a million ways it can go and keep developing. And he's been working on them some more and has some other ideas. And this was kind of the way for us to start getting them and start getting feedback. And then, we'll be able to go and actually move to manufacturing with a final design.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that. You seen those that's got the round like ball on the end of a piece of plastic and it pops into a place.
Yeah.
Sort of like a zip tie, but don't just pop in and then at a certain weight, it'll pop loose.
Yeah.
You could do something like that too.
Yeah, good idea.
So just throwing that out there. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Especially like Bob, he bumps, and man, if that's and what he does is he's trying to use a piece of of 20-pound or 30-pound test line, and that's what he does. And it breaks off. Where when it comes off, he just slides it back in real quick, and you're not losing 100 yards drifting trying to put you another sinker on there. It'll just go right on there and be cool. So awesome. Looks like we got some more new people in there. It looks like Mr. Lee Osborne in and Miss John Pontoon Jody, if I can get that out. Lance, let's see. Jeff Bill, how you doing, buddy? Crappy day, Darren. Get hooked. There's Jay. But how you doing, Jay? Been a long time since. Dominique, how you doing? And Miss Chrissy. Hey.
Got Brian B in there tonight too.
Yeah, Brian B. He's Sleeper B. That's what I like. Is you like to do things that are out of the thinking outside the box and doing it that way, and that's pretty cool with me. So.
That's always been our driving. Like we have our core principles over here on the wall, and innovation leadership is always one of them. We don't want to just be selling the same stuff that everybody else can. Is like, why doesn't somebody just walk into Walmart and get it? But if we can do something different, better, cheaper, make it better on the person, better outcome, more fish, that's what we want to be doing.
Yeah. Exactly. We had a guy on last week that was he was wanting to develop a planer board that, like, you can put a battery in it where it lights up, type deal.
Mhm. Yeah.
But to have a planer board, because, at night we just have to put one of these glow sticks on or whatever, come out a bunch of glow sticks. If you get something that waterproof, just to mash a button and click it on and click it off, and then just have batteries. That's pretty cool too. There's a lot of different things out there that we can do that would change the way we do things, or
Yeah,
make
for
it
sure.
a lot easier.
Yeah.
I know that's what your innovation is. So I know those are two things. Have you got anything else besides, like I say, I know you come out with some newer leader line. Did you do longer leaders or
Yeah.
shorter? Yeah.
We have our the safety leaders, which those, I guess we launched those last summer, I think.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are taper. So it's similar concept to like fly fishing, a tapered leader where you're tying it on a real thick end that tapers down real small, except that taper happens over about 12 inches. So it goes from 20-pound mono up to 80-pound mono in about 10, 11 inches. So then you can have that thickest section down here. Because the question always, you see it in the forums 800 times a day is, should I have thicker main line and then a thinner leader so that my leader can break off if I, get my hook snagged, or do I want thicker leader to help protect against the teeth, but then there's a chance of breaking my main line off? So we wanted the protection down near the hook against the teeth, but we wanted to be able to break off if we had to, and not lose, especially your lead, your swivel, your sinker slider, your bumper. So that taper happens over about 11 inches. So you have 80-pound mono protection down near your hook, and then where you're tying it on is about 20-pound mono. So as long as you're fighting your fish well, most of our drags on our reels are 20-pound drag anyway. So as long as you're fighting the fish well, then you can break off if you get snagged and only lose your hook, but you still have that protection. You don't have to worry about starting with 20-pound mono and then the first tooth that's on it, you're like, shoot, am I fighting at 5 pounds now? Or where am I at? Am I got to be, take 2 hours to reel in a fish?
That's awesome.
So that's what those are.
Yeah, because behind the hooks where most of the expense comes from.
Yeah.
You start, like I say, you start losing the knotless float and then your swivels and all that stuff. And people think, everybody goes, well, I catfish because it's cheaper. Boy, you can get into catfish and it did not be.
Oh man, I remember
break off and lose $12.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that was like the most aggravating time was in my first kayak. Was drifting, before I had anything marked, I was just drifting. Now, what I now know is giant trees and huge rock piles and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just drifting straight over the top of everything. And like in a second, 4 rods are hung up and we'll shoot $5 a piece, break every single one of them off, $8 a piece, whatever, for every single rig.
Yeah. Most
aggravating thing ever.
Catfishing is cheap. I spent $100 last Friday going to get bait.
That was just gas.
Yeah. Right now you spend $100 just on the water trying to find the bait.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, we don't have any more. What's up, Don? How you doing? Good to see you in there, friend. And JG, how are you, sir? Yeah.
Daryl, what's your code for Catfish Sumo?
TSO10. If you want to get 10% off, there you go. See right there, Daryl is Bob. TSO10 didn't work for me.
Yeah, let me make sure.
See, Daniel done turned you off and didn't tell you.
He shut me down.
And just
he's been talking to Bob Britt too much, and he kicked me out. I told you, Bob he's just always trying to cause trouble.
Well, hey, after you cheated last weekend, they didn't want to be associated with you no more.
Didn't cheat now. I wasn't part of it anyway.
TSO10 should still be active.
Yeah, I don't know why TSO10 didn't work for him.
It's showing live right now. If you have questions, I saw that comment come through wherever it was.
That was Bob Knight. He was trying to order something, and he asked me for the code, and I told him TSO10, and he said it did not work. He wants 4 new 150, buddy. If you get a 150, you've got a rod. That's what we use all the time. He's wanting to order 4 new of the 150 rods.
Yeah, TSO10 should do it. Make sure there's no spaces in there.
Yeah, just
if you have any questions, let me know and or send it, either send me a message or send a message to hello@catfishsumo.com and Me or somebody on the team will help you out.
Daniel Jody's asking a question. Do you have any of the 3-way swivels made their like sideways?
But sideways too, we don't. But I would be curious to know, Jody, how you're using them. I mean, just like our core principles. If it's something that's going to help people and it's something that we would end up using, then it's something we'll offer. I'd like to know more about how you're using that. Give me a call or stop by the shop or whatever, and let's talk about it.
Yeah, and Jody asked, when was the gathering next year? It's going to be the 23rd, 24th, and 25th is when the gathering will be next year of April. April 23rd, 24th, 25th. We changed it from May, just trying to get it backed off from the spawn a little bit and some rain too. So we'll see.
23, 24, 25?
26.
24, 25. Okay.
Yeah,
Get that on
23rd.
my calendar.
I'm sorry.
I'd have to agree that 3-way swivels are very underrated. They don't get used as much as they should. Them things I use them all the time.
Yeah, you can drop shot with them. You can actually come off with different stuff with them like that too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I use double baits. Do like a Carolina rig with 2 baits off of it. Dude, that thing's deadly.
Yeah.
So on that 3-way, is that little bit of distance just so to help you separate your 2 lines coming off? Is that what it's doing for you?
Yep. So I'll bring it down off the top with the split. And then right there, I'll run one longer and one. It gives it just enough that you can spread them out there so they're not getting tangled. And like I said, especially if you're doing like trout, you could put 2 different power baits and figure out what's going to happen or what they're going to hit, what they're looking for. And if you got a bunch of guys, you can put worms in a power bait, a marshmallow, a worm, all sorts of stuff. And then, this is what they're doing. And then boof, we do a lot of that during ice fishing.
Yeah.
We'll set up multiple like that, and you can pretty much pick them pretty quick.
Yeah, it makes sense. How well do they cast in the bank? That's a good question. So when you think about the older, anything that ties on or is kind of fixed in place, whether you're using electrical tape or you're just using the friction going through those connection points, if you try to cast that, you're going to end up with, I'm sure what you see happen, right? It ends up doing this all the way down, and you end up with a knot ball by the time it hits the water. With the knotless ones, it's going to slide down as you go to cast. It's going to slide right down next to your hook as you're casting. It'll end up probably floating, depending on how big your bait is, floating right about halfway in your leader. But when you're casting, it's not going to have that spin because it's going to slide down right against, the force of it. Centrifugal, is that the right one? It's going to force it right down next to your hook. So it's going to cast as one unit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The Gathering, never heard of it. Sounds like somebody.
Well, that means Brian B is a lot of sleeping, so we just sort of ignore it. Him and Bob both. We have to ignore them a lot of times. They just like to they like to troll people, So
they're real good at trolling.
Yeah. I don't see any more people asking any more questions, but yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool talking about thinning that down like that for your leader line. But yeah, the leaders, and I hadn't never talked to you about it, were a little bit shorter than the first one. The ones that originals you had were like, what, 12 or 14 inches long?
Yeah, our pre-tied ones that have a swivel and a hook, those are all 12 inches. And then the leader line it's 12 feet long. And, most people are cutting it back to about 2 feet, but it gives you the option of running it either longer, a couple feet longer on either side of that taper.
Yeah. The one thing I would say, I like my leader line just a little bit longer than 12 inches just because of some stuff that I do with them. I like mine to float up a little higher than that sometimes.
Yeah.
Doing that. But anyway, if we're going to use thin line, we're going to make up our own leader, our own line anyway. So,
Yep.
If you think about it. Anyway. So.
Yep, everybody's going to have their, we release a 12-inch one and people want a 13-inch one. Release a 13-inch one and they want a 15-inch one. And
you can't make everybody. No way. And you can only keep so many SKUs over there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like when we were ordering cabinets that we would get in and somebody would want to, hey, can you do this? And they don't understand when we bring in a cabinet, we added a cabinet to the SKU, how much money that adds when you're bringing that in, and good Lord, we bring in containers from China. And if you ordered you wanted to add a base, well, you ordered that base, special base, and you got 5 lines of cabinets. You can imagine keeping enough stock of that, how much that costs. I mean,
times every color, times every variation.
Yeah, exactly. Door style,
every
color.
door style, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're
Finish
keeping
wood.
Yeah, let's just say you got 15 different door styles or in colors total. I mean, there's 15 different base cabinets that you got to have, and then you got to keep it. Sometimes 100 of each.
Yeah.
It gets expensive. So,
Hey,
I mean, I know that's a little different than liters or whatever, but I mean, it's still the same concept.
hey,
Where's that dress?
Okay,
he's
so
going to have a dress on next weekend.
here's the deal. So when we did the fundraiser for Steve Douglas, I told him if we raised so much that night, we had to raise up to, what was it, $2,500 we had to get that night or something like that.
Something like that.
And if they did, I would wear a dress fishing one day. Well, it's come to the time I've got to wear that dress because you know what? I know I'm the clown of the catfish world. I know that. And, I will do what I said. I'm going to wear a dress out there, not next Saturday, but the following Saturday when we do the jugging tournament. Yes, we will be doing a jugging tournament and no rod and reel. Well, we'll probably be fishing in between waiting on the jug. But I will be wearing a dress, okay? Everybody happy? I'm going to wear it. We have a good time. You thought V took over again. No, sir. V, we are doing the Golden Whiskers Award will be on. Let me get this out there real quick since we got so many in here. The Golden Whiskers Award will be on Friday night. They changed from doing it at the Catfish Conference to doing it at the Gathering. It will be in the big. We're probably going to do both of them in the big thing now, in the big pavilion now, just because we've got so many people coming, which it'll hold 300 people. So that will be the Golden Whisker Award will be on Friday night, and then we'll still do all of our same stuff on Saturday and stuff. So no, V has not took over the Gathering. I still will be running the Gathering. I'm just letting her do that, and we'll be, we're just trying to put more stuff in the Gathering. We'll also be doing a live fishing tournament. Online fishing tournament for the people that are there on Saturday night. So I got a lot of stuff we're gonna bring up. I won't be doing it right now because like I say we got Daniel. That's disrespectful to bring Daniel in here and talk about all that. But we will be talking a lot about the Gathering, and we'll still have the biggest fish starting on Friday going to Sunday. But we're also going to do a tournament also that's going to be a live fishing tournament. So anyway,
we're going to have food on Friday night and Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
So
it's just we're just trying to make it better, and I'm glad she's doing that Friday night. I'm not going to have to put my hands on any of the serving of food or anything. So just adds to your free weekend. All that will be free. Also, the food will be free at the Golden Whiskers Award and Saturday. So anyway.
Sure, I'm glad to hear that, James. Glad you're getting back out on the water. You're feeling good enough to get back out on the water.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure. He and I are going to actually take a trip up next week and go see Steve. Everybody knows that's why we did raise the money for him. He's got bone cancer, and he just started his treatments this week. So last week on Thursday. So hopefully that's going to go good.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
James, take a banana out on your boat, man.
There you go. I gave a bunch of them bananas out. They need to be taking them with them.
I got one laying over here on the counter on the bar in the kitchen.
Yeah, we are going to have a blast. But anyway, so if you got anything else going on new that you want to talk about, Daniel?
We got, I mean, there's a whole line of stuff that's coming up, and it just isn't here yet, so I can't totally talk about it. But if you're
I know one thing that I've heard rumblings of coming, but I hadn't said anything, so that's for you to tell.
If you're a catfisherman who, sometimes you want to change stuff up, but you don't want to have to go buy a whole bunch of another gear and go target a whole nother species or whatever. We got something real fun coming for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been Ryan and I talk a lot, so he was telling me about some stuff coming too. So I was like, well, that's pretty cool. So a lot of that, that's the great thing is growing and getting out there and getting stuff that people are asking for and doing. And that's one thing I can say about you. The biggest thing that amazed me when I got the sinkers from you, and a lot of people use those inline sinkers, was that plastic insert. And I was like, man, that's the smartest thing I ever seen. Because I've thought how many times that lead had to be rubbing my line.
Grinds up and down and up and down.
And your lead has rubber, I get, or plastic insert, whatever. Anyway, that makes that smooth where it doesn't do that, and it even rounds around the outside. I don't know how you got that done. But that's one of the awesome things I've ever seen. So I love that.
I'm pretty analytic. So the first time on those first couple of kayak trips where I'm losing $30 in tackle in half an hour or whatever, and I'm going, man, how much damage is actually happening by having this stuff? So we started testing it, and hey, after one trip, how much weaker is your line? And it was just incredible to see one trip, a couple hours out, bouncing around a little bit, and like you're fighting at half your line rating.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, no wonder. Dominic, send us a message. We'll get you banana slicer.
There you go. And I'm going to put it out there, and you guys all know it, and anybody that's ever been fishing me, that you cannot convince me, as far as hooking up a fish, that there's a better hookup ratio of a hook than the hanger hook. I swear I used to use the one from what's the Whisker something or other. They had the triple something or a triple threat hook, and man, that hanger hook, I love that hanger hook. That was the second thing that I ever used of yours that I really loved was that hanger hook. How it hooks in there so good, and that has that big barb. I tell everybody, to me, that's a sharp hook with a good barb on it, and if you got that and that, and a good circle hook, and it's a well-made circle hook, and I love that hanger hook. I won't ever go to anything besides it unless somebody's got to prove to me they got something better. Because
we got some good data on that one. That was another one that took a long time. A lot of give us 100 hooks at this angle, 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 and go get the tooling done and all that kind of stuff. That barb was a point that we talked about a lot. We really wanted a big barb on there, and I love it every time we catch a fish. And then I stick it through my pants every now and then or something. Like, man, dang it, why did we make this thing so big and hard to get out?
Well, I asked Woody. He says they're the sharpest ever too. He went all the way through his finger. One went all. He was getting it out. He was getting it out of the catfish, and we all know when that catfish, you see it start. If anybody's caught a lot of catfish, you see those things start tensing up. You know what's about to happen, and that thing tensed up, and it flipped. And when it flipped, it just put that hook all the way through his finger. I could not cut that darn thing and do that because we couldn't come back through with it. That big barb. I finally had a big set of dikes in there that I found and was able to cut that thing to bring it back through. But goodness gracious, he was over for good all the way through his finger. I mean, it went in one side and come out the other side. So,
man.
Yeah, so he's hooked on hanger hooks too.
Just chop that finger off and put it back down for bait.
There you go. Well, I'm glad to hear that you got some new stuff covered in. I guess you don't know exactly when it's going to hit right now.
We're hoping this week. It's going to be in 2 parts. We'll have part of the line hopefully this week, and then the other part of that line of tackle will be here a little bit later in the fall.
Don't you love customs right now?
That's something.
Yeah. John with River Cats Tackles got a bunch of reels that they've got over there quarantined till they figure out what they're trying to figure out the tariff on it. And
yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah, I was talking to him the other day. I think they've been in there for about a month.
They have been in there for over a month now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to send like a 4-page breaking out every single material, how many grams of every single material, because now, you know, different ones are at different tariffs, and by the time you send it to them, the tariffs are different, and it's just a nightmare. Nobody knows what to do with anything.
Yeah, when we was importing cabinets and they'd hang one of my containers up. Oh my gosh. Because they would come maybe every 2 years they would grab one of them containers and they would totally unload that thing. And of course, and we're talking like 700 pieces because the cabinets would come flat packed.
Yeah.
And they would totally unload that thing. Of course, when you got it back,
Never going to go back in.
oh my God, you had so many broken pieces and you knew it was going to happen. But it just is what it is. You can't say, I mean, you know it's going to happen, and then you just have to account for it, I guess. But I never had nothing a month. Usually it was about a week that they'd hold it up and check everything. I'm sure they were probably looking for drugs on mine or something. So
It's big and heavy and lots of big brown boxes.
yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I ain't no tell where everybody hides drugs now, but yeah, that's getting hung up in custom is no fun at all. So
Nah.
anyway, well, we should have
Yeah.
you on in a week or two later, and all that come in. You could have shown that product too. But I'm glad you got some stuff coming in, and you're branching out to more than just one species. And like I say, I know you've always got your thinking cap up and going. So
Yeah, and you know, same maybe you know, for any of the people like Damien's, any other Damien's of the world out there, you got an idea of something that you're tinkering with in your garage or whatever, give us a call, and if we can help you, even if it's just pointing you to a manufacturer or something, we'll help with that. There's so many ideas like that. That's one of the things that has always fascinated me about just getting to interact with our customers is there's creative people who are doers. They're doing stuff, they're making stuff, they know how to use tools or, you know, make something together in their garage or on their kitchen table. And even if it's just you want to make it for yourself or sell it to some of your friends, or whatever, if we can ever help with that,
yeah,
love helping with that.
that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing of it is. I mean, there's sometimes people out there that doesn't know how to get started or to get the patent even on it or to market it out there. And you're great at marketing. I'll say that much. You're a marketing guru out there for sure. So I'm sure there's people out there that's going, oh, I wonder if he could do this. Well, get a hold of Daniel. He'll work with you for sure. So anyway, well, we appreciate you coming on. We got about 10 minutes left. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about last week's, I guess, fiasco is what some people is calling it. I just let people know last week was the online fishing tournament, and I had already gotten with Kevin and told him that I was dropping out just because since first of the year, everybody knows I've had a lot of different sicknesses and surgeries and stuff like that. And then had some problems when the boat was down and all, so I dropped out of it. But they were coming on with this tournament that night or last weekend, and I wanted to fish it. It was a different species. You got more points if you caught a flathead, a channel cat, and a blue cat. So I kind of wanted to get into that tournament. So I did not make sure I had the right scales on the boat, but it didn't matter because I had dropped out. But everybody's making fun of me for not having the right scales, but it didn't matter. We had a ball. Myself and Brandon wasn't going to have Bob with him that weekend, last weekend, so we had Big Mike with him. But so me and Brandon went out and fished that week before and found a bunch of spots, or actually a couple of days before, and found some spots we wanted to fish. So we talked over, and of course I told him, I said, I hope you get first place and I get second. That'd be the perfect deal. Well, that's actually the way it wound up. Daniel got first, and myself and Randy was on the boat with me, and my son, and we got second place, and we got made fun of because we didn't have the right scales, but it didn't matter. We had a good time, didn't we, Randy?
We had a ball. It didn't matter whether if they had told us right at whenever we caught our first fish and weighed it. Actually, it was the second or third fish we caught whenever they figured it out. But if they'd have told us, we were sitting there laughing and having fun about it. And we wasn't gonna quit fishing regardless.
Yeah.
You know, if they'd kicked us offline, we'd have still sat there and fished, so it didn't matter.
So we had a great time. I'll tell you what, I believe we had more fun after we got suspended than we did. Hey, we got second place, and they even showed it. They just put an asterisk next to our
That's
name.
right. That's
We
right.
had a great time, but we was acting like we wondered if our rods was illegal because we didn't know if they were legal, and our net, when we was netting them, I was like, should we net with this net? It may not be legal either. We had a good time after that, and we'll probably fish some more of those just to have a good time. And I tell you, I enjoy fishing tournaments, but I would rather fish a tournament that didn't pay anything or pay me off or anything just to have a good time than to try to keep
speaking of that, Daryl.
Yep. Here we go. I know
free tournament. Tournament that doesn't pay money. It doesn't cost anything to fish.
Here we go.
Next year, there's going to be a bunch more added, but right now, we have a Woats tournament coming up next weekend. Way Out There tournament series, and you don't win any. You don't if you
don't have to pay to enter.
Ain't no.
But if you do win, you win something.
Yes, sir. If you win, you get this fancy bait tackle. This is a
paid $1.99 a piece for them. Randy did.
That's a Lisa Burrito catfishing. There ain't no more of them made because she's changed her name. Randy Old Gray Hair Fisherman. You can tell who's sponsoring this.
Yeah. But that's not all.
And look, Way Out There tournament series.
We're the Woats for the Woats. Wait, no, we're just the Woats. Wait, now you ain't showed the best part.
The best one. This can be yours. If you win the tournament, you get this beautiful 8-inch plastic trophy, gold plated with fake gold leaf around it. A picture of a carp with whiskers because that's the closest thing they've got to a catfish. Down here at the bottom, it says Woats Jug Fishing Tournament, August 24th, 2025. And it tells you you're a winner. So if you ever get to doubting it, if you ever doubt that you're a winner, you can look right here and it tells you are a winner too.
Yeah. I'm proud we started this tournament series already. I've had so much fun with this series, and of course I've had to miss a couple of. I actually had to leave on. What you got, Steve? Oh no, go ahead, Steve.
The reason they put a carp on there is because they're lots funner to catch than catfish, anyways.
We got to silent him again. Come on.
Yeah. Here you go. There you go, Steve. Now you can say whatever you want to now.
That's not right. I was spitting facts right there for a minute.
Steve don't have very big catfish up where he lives at. So
if you haven't gone carp fishing and hooked into some of those fish, pound for pound, they are fighters.
They wear them out there, and Steve is good. I mean, Steve is just busting them wide open. And,
I promise you, next year, one of the Woats series will have carp fishing in it.
Thank you. I would love that.
But,
it might be just off of but it might not be. We're going to do it, Randy. Because
I need to get one of them for up here.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to give you a chance sometime next year. We have the opportunity, though, to we got 4 tournaments this year, 5. We've had a tournament where you got to use the Walmart or the Doc Demon rod.
That was fun.
And there was a 30, what was it? 33. We caught a 33 pound on a Doc Demon.
Yeah,
33-pound catfish on a Doc Demon. Our team did. We didn't win the tournament, but we caught the biggest fish.
Hey, so we're going to have a lot more of those tournaments next. Hopefully next year. we're trying to get things put together for it. We're just let's see here. Common carp parties fighting freshwater fish. That wouldn't
I
surprise
agree
me.
100%.
I've caught them. I've caught them my whole life. So
I don't know. Striper puts a pretty dang good fight, guys. So,
But you can get the same fight out of a 15-inch carp that you would out of a 25 or 30-inch striper.
Hey, get a host of you channel cat. Well, with the catfish or with the carp though, a lot of their rods are a whole lot more limber than ours. So I mean,
Oh, I like to chase them on an ultralight rod.
yeah.
oh,
Boy, I tell you,
you better watch out. We'll make you use one.
we're going to.
Dude, what do you think? Hey, hold on. What do you think I fish with? So I can go grab them right now. I fish ultralights
Yeah.
from Ugly Stick, the Ultralight Pro.
Are you through now? Are you through?
I'm just saying.
See, he's always interrupted. I promised this much said we're going to make it the most weight because I know what you're going to do. You're going to go out there and catch some of them 3-pound carp. I want to go catch some of them 20-pound carps.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's most weight, that just means I got to catch more. But I'm always down for most weight.
Yeah.
Or I'm down with that too.
Gimpy, Mr. Gimpy caught his first carp this year, but he also I think he caught his first flathead and his first blue this year. He's had a big year on catching fish this year.
Well, Gimpy, you're going to have to find somebody besides me to take you out to catch a striper. We took you out to get you first blue and flathead, but I'm not a striper fisherman, so anyway, you just got to figure that one out on your own, Bubba. Hey, by the way, people, we're going to have Gimpy on here in a couple of weeks, too. A lot of people don't know Gimpy. He ought to be called Limpy or something. He's was born with no legs, but I'm going to tell you what, that dude can get around like nobody's business, especially when he's trying to get to a rod and he's got a big catfish on it. He was in my boat and we had a ball that day. He just almost, he said, I don't know if I need to kick these prosthetic legs off or not, and if I can get up there quicker like that instead of these darn legs. he was,
and he's got a personality that is out of this world.
Yes. He's taken his, I won't say disability, his what would you say?
He's took his circumstances and absolutely extended so far beyond what that you could ever believe.
Yes, and he makes fun of himself way more than anybody else could ever make fun of. But he's got bionic legs. I don't care what you say. He and they're Bluetooth ready too. It's the funny part about him is he can make them things move and everything else. So he's got
we have already talked to Gimpy, and the next available Wednesday night we're going to bring him up here on the show and let y'all meet him too.
Yeah, so
that'd be awesome.
But if anybody wants to get into the jug fishing contest, yes, we will be using jugs to catch with. We'll be jugging the old-fashioned way, not trot lines, not bank lines, but jugging for catfish. If you want to win that big, huge trophy that Randy's going to hold up right now, don't break it now. That's expensive, boys. I'm going to tell you what. Next Vanna White right there, boys. Look at that carp on there with whiskers.
Oh, that's pretty.
You let us know because we're going to try to get the spreadsheet put together and everything like that. I think we got like 7 in it right now.
I think so, and entry closes next Wednesday night at the end of the show.
Hey, we're honored to have you on, Gimpy, when we could bring you in. There's Norman Mountain was already there in here. That's right. But anyway, you guys, we appreciate everybody. We love you guys, and we thank you guys for every week tuning in. Man, next week we're going to bring in. Going to be a little bit of controversial show next week, like every show always. But anyway, we're going to bring in Stan and JG, and we're going to talk about why I left the Friday night chat, why I no longer go on with them to do a show, because I'm going to tell you, I am not going to. Let me just say this. I'll tell you, I'll give you a sneak peek.
Hey, when you get kicked off, you
And
can't
that's
say
about all I
nothing
got to
about
say about that. What?
it. You heard me.
I didn't get, well, we'll talk about that next Friday night, why I'm no longer on there.
Yep.
Anyway, so y'all come on next week. And man, I tell you what, I really appreciate you, Daniel. Daniel, you got anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? He's muted now. You're muted, brother.
He muted himself.
I appreciate you guys having me on. It's great hanging out.
We
Well,
appreciate
we
you coming
appreciate
on.
it. As you can see, we're not a normal fish show. We like to have a good time, and we do a little bit of everything. Even our tournament we came up with. There's our tournament director back there in the corner, not wanting to show up, Miss Lisa. Hey, she takes care of business. She's the one that
She
makes
does
all of
everything
our.
for us.
Yep, she makes all of our thumbnails that we have on this show. She takes care of the Facebook page. If it wasn't for Miss Lisa, we probably wouldn't have a woke, because me and Randy, we are so technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for
No,
that, Miss Lisa.
I got you covered.
she
Thank you,
keeps
thank
me set up here where I can come on. She's got Daryl. She gets all of her thumbnails done now.
Hey, she's done a couple in a row, and I hadn't asked her to make changes for her.
I was kind of expecting the one I sent you today because I had a good comeback. And you said it was fine. I was like, well, crap. You didn't see nothing.
I'm so picky. I'm so picky on stuff.
I was going to tell you it doesn't matter what you say because Steve already approved it.
I was like, this is Steve's guess that he got. I don't know why she's even asking me about thumbnail, but it looks good to me. Let's go.
I didn't ask you. I just sent it to you.
Oh, I thought you was that. Well, you always send them before you send me a one to put up.
I
if it
sent
looks good.
Steve before I finished it. I sent you the final.
Okay. Well, we'll have Steve at the end of next week's show talk about that, because that's in two weeks, right? Yeah, for sure. So, Steve, you got anything else, Bubba?
Oh no, man! It's just great to hang out with you guys like every other Wednesday. It's always great to pick on Daryl, and it's great to learn about some sumo, catfish sumo today. Loving the new rattles; them look great. Good luck with them.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Thanks,
Heck
Steve.
yeah!
All right, Randy and Lisa.
I just want to say thank you, Daniel, for coming on. I know it takes time out of your busy schedule, but we appreciate it so much. Appreciate your sponsoring stuff and helping us with everything that we do, including the gathering and all that kind of stuff. We just want you to know that how much we do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys too. It's good working with high quality people.
Yeah, well, thank you, and Dan. You always know you're awesome, and I appreciate all you've ever done. The sponsorships you've done for us. Every time, I'll say, and I'm waiting on one day he's gonna say, "No, I just can't do that," and I would totally understand. You have been such a great guy. I mean, even guys, we will be myself and Ryan Bortz and Cody Griffey will be in Memphis in September, and doing the Mississippi River Monsters tournament. And thank you for that sponsorship, also, Daniel. That's going to be so good.
It's going to be a blast. Root for you guys.
Yeah. Man, I've had some 14-inch decals go on the side of the boat, and we're about to put them on there. And it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a good time. I think we got a good shot of being at least in the top 10. So we appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate what you do for the gathering and all the catfish people out there. And we need people out there that like you and a lot of these other guys out there that think outside the box, that makes this a lot better, what I call sport. People might not think it's sport, but that we can use different tackles and catch fish with. So I appreciate you very much for coming on and taking time to talk about what you got going on.
Happy to be here.
All right. So till next week, God bless y'all,
Nope.
and we hope you have a great.
Nope. Hang on.
What?
I want to mention CatCon coming up January 9th and 10th. Get your reservations made for your hotel and all in Louisville, Kentucky. The Gathering next April 24th through the 26th. There will be people there all week, but get off your butt and go get your reservations made. We need you there to support us and need you there to have fun, and we want you there.
Yeah. And we will be together, and we'll be at CatCon and supporting and our big banners, just like we always do of our sponsors. So we will be there. We won't be selling, but we'll once again have product there for you to look at of all of our sponsors that we have. We will also be up in May, and I cannot think of the name of the.
It's going to be the Catfish Expo.
Yeah, Catfish
in
Expo.
Owensboro, Kentucky.
Yep, we'll be there also for that show. And then we've got one more show we're going to be at that we'll take our booth to. So, and you guys look for us there. We'll have towels and stuff to give away. We'll do raffles and stuff like that. Give out information about the gathering and just having a great time out there meeting and greeting with people. So, anything else, Randy?
Just one little thing.
Hey, Lance, which one you want to use?
I don't even know what that's about, but I'm afraid to even ask.
He said he told me to bring the duct tape to Memphis with us.
Oh my God!
We'll use it on Daryl. So we was asking, won't know which one we had.
Lance,
I thought we were silver.
Hey,
silver's good.
Y'all have a good night. We'll catch y'all later. God bless you. Have a great one. We'll see you next Wednesday at 9:00. We gone.
Have a beautiful day, folks.